You are about to listen to a Jason Burgos exclusive interview.
It was never about making a living, getting punched in the face. It was more about getting out of the street life and finding something to do for my kids to be proud of me. I had a kid at 16 years old, so he's 12 now, and I'm only 28. And a lot of my friends were going to jail, going to prison, dying. A lot of people that I knew was dying because of the street life. And for a while, I was into that, very deep in with the drugs and, hanging with people that always got guns and getting shot at and all that stuff. So I wanted to get away from that life. And I wasn't the best at basketball. I wasn't the best. I didn't play football. And where we come from, just the area we come from, that's that's all we taught that we're good at is, sports. So, I took the other route. I was at a store, Dylan's, and this guy, this short white guy with tattoos, was trying to sell me tickets to a fight. I was 18 years old, and I was like, I don't want to go watch fighting. I want to fight. He was like, well, this is this is something you got to train for. I'm like, man, whatever. I can whip them all. So he let me. I did a lot of street fighting, so I thought I was a tough guy. I was considered tough on the streets. I beat up a lot of people. Probably had, 50, 60 street fights, not even including ghetto brawls. And I just did a lot of fighting. I did a lot of fighting growing up, and so I consider myself a tough guy. So he gave me this guy's number named Shea Hutchison, and I met with him 2 or 3 days later, and this guy beat the crap out of me very badly. First day of practice, 150 pounds, 155 pounds, short white guy. Man, he beat the crap out of me for about, it felt like forever. I really don't know how long it was, but he felt bad because he was beating me up so bad. He had me in mount, and I couldn't do nothing. And from that day forward, I wanted to learn what he knew. So if I had to, I could do it to somebody, and somebody would never do it to me. Mm-hmm. So and I had my first fight 23 days later, and I won. Wow. TKO in the second round. And I beat him in mount, too, so it's kind of a funny story. That's how I got into it, man.
I mean, your story, at least for me, has been one of my, to me, the highlights of the PFL season so far. Now that the MMA community is much more aware of your abilities than before, is there a little pressure now as there are expectations on you now, one of the higher seeds in the heavyweight division? And because you flew under the radar in the season, do you feel a little bit more pressure? Do you feel a little bit more expectation, or do you feel like a underdog and that people still aren't really getting on that know how good you are?
No, sir, there's no pressure for me, because if I lose, I believe I'll be better for the next year's tournament. I already believe that I'll be in a spot next year. And I cold-heartedly believe in my heart that I'm going to win. I will win this tournament, and I will make these next 2 fights look easy. I will win both of these fights in the first round. So there's no pressure. My life has been rough. To get to the point to where I am today has been nothing but pain for me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when I go in front of the crowd and people are cheering my name and I'm able to be on TV, I come from a little small city, Topeka, Kansas. And I'm from Kansas City, Kansas, but I've been in Topeka, Kansas for a long time. So when I come from that and everything that I've been through, getting shot at, having guns pointed to my head and me thinking I'm about to take my last breath, me being in the fight means absolutely, that's therapy to me. That's fun to me. That is, people got these rituals, what they do. They got to psych themselves up, hype themselves up for a fight. Me, you can go into the back room with me. I'm laughing, I'm giggling, I'm joking, I'm having fun, because when a fight is all said and done, my mom and them, my kids and them, they're going to still be there to love me. So I feel like with people that have, I don't have nothing to lose. I wasn't supposed to be here. I got the phone call, I think like 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks before the first fight. I wasn't supposed to be in the tournament at all. Somebody got hurt. So I don't feel no pressure. I love the position that I'm in. I embrace that. I understand the type of money that I can make. I understand the type of position that it can put me in. But as far as pressure, I do not feel pressure because when it's all said and done, I feel like I've already set myself up so far to be in the next tournament. And also, like, I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm comfortable, not necessarily comfortable with the life that I'm living, but there are other ways that I can be successful that I've been figuring out with myself. So there's no pressure. It's only excitement for me. I love getting in there. Look at my fights. I smile super big right before I walk into the cage. I love it. You know what I mean? I just absolutely love it. So there's no pressure, man. I just like to get in there. I like to perform for everybody.
Has life changed a little bit? You know, you've been on either on Facebook or NBC highlights, you know, in front of millions of people. Are people starting to know you a little bit more? Are you getting some celebrity? Is that any of that coming? Is sponsorships becoming easier?
I don't deal with none of the sponsorships, none of that stuff. But as far as just for me, it's local fame and people inboxing me from, you know, Instagram, Facebook, from different countries, different states. Yes, it's been a little bit more, but my everyday life still stays the same. I wake up, I get my kids ready for school, I go to the gym, I eat, I figure out how to work my lawn care business in there a little bit. You know, I still got the same life. I'm with the same people, the same training partners. I still pick my kids up from school. So for me, much haven't changed. I just get a few more likes on Facebook, a few more likes on Instagram. So I really don't care too much for that. Don't get me wrong, I like having fans. I love it because without the fans, you don't eat. But my life hasn't changed too much at all, actually.
I mean, one of the key stories of your story has been like the attendance of your mom at your fight. Is she going to be at PFL 8 to see you? And is it a pro? Is it a con? Does it make you more nervous? Does it make you more calm when she's there screaming for you?
She will be at every fight. Only death can keep her from those fights. And she is not dying no time soon. So that's the question you never have to ask me again. She will be at literally every single fight of mine until I am done fighting, and then beyond whatever I do after that.
Even if it's like a Russia or something, you get some fight in Russia or Philippines. Is she going to be there too?
We're gonna find a way for her to get there. You know, she's never been on a plane before, but she's always told me if I had to go overseas or anything or get on a plane, if it was a last minute fight, she says she will get on a plane. Wow. But nothing will stop that woman at all. But as far as pressure, no sir, no pressure for me. Yeah. I used to dance. I ran track. She's always been there from when I was little. She has always been there, right there, yelling, cheering. I was really good at track. I was actually really good at track. 100 meter, 200 meter. I was a lot smaller, of course, but that was my thing. And she's always been there. Every track meet, didn't have no help. She'll scrape up money to go see me compete. I hear still like I hear her at my fights yelling. I heard her at my track meets. When I was dancing, I heard her at my dance battles. She's always been there, you know. So it's normal to me. But she has actually. When I first started, I think she missed my first 2 fights, and I won one and I lost one. And I love her being there. I love everybody being there. But if she wasn't there, I'll perform the same way.
Now, how are you mentally and physically planning for the possibility of 2 fights in one night? Is there a thought to try to conserve a little or save some energy for the second fight if it comes? Or can you not run that risk since the quarterfinals are only 2 rounds and you have to make the most of those 2 rounds? Like, what is the strategy and thinking going into a situation like this, which I'm guessing you haven't done before?
Well, yes, sir, but we don't. I don't like mentally. I tell people all the time, my mental game is the best part about me, and I'm one of those guys that I have to fight myself out. Everything that we've been doing is what we've done normal. The only thing that we have switched up is just more rounds. So we're not sparring twice a day or anything. It's literally like, you ask my training partners, like I would spar 30 minutes hard. I would spar till my body just gives out, till I cannot move no more. And the longest I've ever went was 37 minutes. Non-stop sparring. Of course, I'm fatigued in there. I'm hitting in. I'm talking about to the point where my body can't even move. Like I do that once a week. And when I wrestle, I do that with wrestling once a week. So for us to have 2 5-minute rounds, and then I'm not sure if the second fight is 3 5 minutes or 2 5 minutes, but to me that's what I prepare for though. It's literally the minute time as far as minutes It's what we always, most of us fighters, pro fighters, should prepare for. That's still just 5 minute rounds. When we spar, coach say, okay, we got 6 5-minute rounds of sparring. When we wrestle, they got 6 5-minute rounds of wrestling. Everything we do is on 5 minutes. But mostly when I do it, those are the other pros. When I do it, I usually don't go on a timer. People just come in until I drop. And then sometimes I get a 2-minute break or a minute break, and I get back up and I go another 10 minutes. So mentally, I've been preparing myself for this since I started this. I used to work with just strictly boxers for a long time. So I have mentally prepared myself for this moment for a long time. And that's why when I fight, I am so comfortable. That's why when I'm on my back with a 3-time All-American wrestler or jiu-jitsu, a black belt, I am comfortable. I have prepared myself for this moment for the last 10 years. And then before the whole 10 years, I had prepared myself for this because, like I said, I did a lot of street fighting. It's just mentally made me prepare for everything that I'm going through. So nothing has changed. Nothing has been switched up. We go in there. We finish the fight in the first round, and we go to the $1 million fight December 31st.
Is in your 11 fights, have you been in a fight in the cage that can match your worst fight in the street yet?
Okay, say that one more time.
In your career in MMA, has there been any fights so far that can match in terms of, violence and just pure adrenaline rush what your worst fight out in the street was? It hasn't been anything even close to that.
I have never had an MMA fight as hard as I've been. When I was 22 years old, on my 23rd birthday, I got jumped really bad by 3 guys in Lawrence, Kansas. They were trying to rob me, and I had to get stitches in my mouth. I just got beat up really bad, and I still fought all 3 guys off. My forehead hit the ground. I was bleeding on my forehead, my elbows, my knees, and I just got jumped really bad. And I literally sat there on like my back up against the car. I had to fight out because they all ran. I heard one of the guys say, "You're not gonna give up. Let's just get out of here." And I'm punching the dudes. I'm kicking the dudes. Big bloody. My whole entire shirt. It was like I said, my birthday. And my shoes was all bloody. Everything was just blood everywhere. And I just sat there. When the last guy ran off, I was so relieved, but I was so pumped. I'm like, "Come back. Let's finish this." But I'm so fatigued. My body is so hurt. I don't know if I don't think I broke my finger, but I couldn't move two of my fingers, my pinky finger, my ring finger on my left hand, and my whole entire wrist was swollen. But I never went to the hospital. I had a nurse friend stitch my lip up for me. I had her name was Amanda. She stitched my lip up for me on the inside of my lip. And like I've never had a hard MMA fight. Look at all my fights. I've never even bled in an MMA fight before. Besides, I had a boxing match a long time ago. I broke my jaw. I got my jaw broken, but I was winning the fight. It was one of those punches. I got tired. He threw a big shot. He caught me. So I've never been beat up. So I've never had an MMA fight as hard as street fights that I've been in. So like I say, just mentally, there's things that I'll never go through in a cage fight that I've been through in street fights. So that's why I'm so confident I do this.
Now, in the first round, since it's 2 rounds, if there is a draw, the rules, I was looking at it earlier today, are that the winner of the fight will be whoever wins the first round. Is there a part of you and your coaches that want to get out to a quick start, not take any chances, like at least try to win that first round at the very least? Is that part of the strategy at all?
So both fights are 2 rounds?
Nah, the second fight for you guys is actually 3 rounds.
Okay, that's what I thought. We just try to win. The only thing that I need to be wary of is trying to let him take me down and let him lay down for 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah,
that's one thing that I can't do. So outside of that, I won't lose anywhere. I've done a ton of wrestling, and I was just telling my coach, I was like, the PFL people so far, those 2 fights, y'all seen nothing. Nobody ever seen what I actually can do, what I do in practice. The head kicks, the spinning back kicks, the body kicks. Like, y'all got me a year and 4 months on the couch, coming off of a Achilles tear, so I tore my Achilles. Surgery. I couldn't walk for 4 months. I did my own therapy, and so like I say, from tearing my Achilles to a year and 4 months later, then y'all see the Alan Carr fight. And 6 weeks later, y'all see the Jared fight. That's a year and 4 months pretty much sitting on the couch getting fat. I got up to 292 pounds. Wow. So when I got that phone call, then I had to cut down to 265, and then like I say, then y'all see me fight the Alan Carr and then the Jared Ross show. Mm-hmm. So y'all really, this next fight, you will see me come out not explosive, but sharp, a lot more crispy. I'll be ready for Jared's takedown. He's in trouble. I see it in the first round, less than 3 minutes. I'm telling you this now with an uppercut, okay? He's in trouble. I'm way more confident than I was, for the June fight. But I was still confident in the June fight, and that should be scary to all the guys in the division, because they, like I said, they all got me a year and 4 months out, injured, fat. Get the call, cut my weight, I go win. 6 weeks later, I win again. So now you got me 2 months into. Not actually 4 months in pretty much in that groove of every day in the gym, just working hard, being punched, being kicked, punching people, kicking people. So everything is going to be a lot better, a lot faster, a lot sharper. And I don't think Jared will ever get to take down on me in this fight. And I want to show everybody that I'm just better everywhere in both fights.
Because you mentioned that you were out for a while. You've been a middleweight, which I remember you talking about in the post fight, the last fight, and now that you've been actively back in camp, fighting, training, what are you walking around at right now?
Right now, I'm just walking around 265. Mm.
Do you want to get lower than that eventually, or are you happy where you're at?
Right now, I am happy with it because I'm still lightning fast, and there's nobody in the division I believe that's faster than me. Mm. Nobody as technical as me. Like when you look at guys, that guy looks more in physical shape than Kelvin. But I don't believe that's true. I believe I bring the whole package. But for my December 31st fight, you guys will see. Because I wanted to get down to 250 for this fight, but mentally I just didn't want to change anything. I'm like, we just gonna stick here. We're gonna stay at 265. But my body, I feel like I've in certain areas I've shrunk up because I've been doing more ab workouts. I've been doing more squats. I've been doing more CrossFit. So in certain areas, I feel like my body is leaning up just a little bit, but I'm still around at 262, 265. But when y'all see me the first two fights, I was cutting from 280. So y'all see me a little more, just a little bit leaner for this fight. But when I make it past these two for the December 31st fight, I'll be in the best shape ever in my life. I'm going to switch up a lot of things. I'm going to switch up a lot of training, my diet and everything, and I would like to get around 240. That'll be my goal weight is 240.
All right. I mean, you could face Lins or Alan Carr, who you face in the semifinal, who you faced originally in the first fight. I mean, is part of your training preparing for them in the event you win at all, or is it kind of like we will get to that, cross that bridge when we get to it, and in between the quarterfinals, semifinals, I'll start looking at some video or going over some strategy?
I've been prepared for everything, man. I know I said that before, but I'm not a big video watcher. I've never been a big video watcher. Because if you look at my fights, I always somehow switch my style up. If you look at the Alan Carr fight, I came out flat-footed. I threw two big kicks, a little bit of head movement before he took me down, and then I got back up and hit him with the overhand right. The second fight, you see me on my tippy toes. You see me moving. You see me hands low, hitting them using the tool for the jab. My fight with Kelvin Tiller back in 2017, early 2017, you see me go southpaw. A lot of people don't see me go southpaw. From the on out, when I first went out, first round, I hit him with a two straight down the pipe and a left kick. People haven't seen that from me. So this is a reason why I don't watch videos, because at any given moment, somebody can switch their style up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people have that ability to do that, because a lot of people have been fighting the same way their whole entire lives.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as me, I'm able to switch my style, and I feel like if I can do it, somebody else can do it. So that's the reason why I don't study film, because it's always something somebody can work on. Well, we're going to take away this, and we're going to add this, or we're going to add this, we're going to take away this. And then I'm like, okay, this guy's only a power puncher, and I've been training for a power puncher for 2 months, and then he's been working boxing with one of the best boxing coaches in the game, and he'd come out and give me with crispy boxing. Now I'm all fucked up because I've been thinking about the big overhand right or the big left hook for the whole time. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why I don't watch videos on fights, is because that reason right there, guys can switch it up anytime. So I'm prepared for everybody. My dream fight is the Alex Nicholson, just because we were supposed to fight first. You know, he do a lot of his shit talking, mm-hmm. and that just it just gives me the fire, like and to be excited about somebody that's just gonna sit there and trade with me gives me goosebumps, because I don't think none of these guys got the stand up that I have. So that also makes me excited.
Now, of course, you plan to win the $1 million at the end, but a quarterfinals loss nets the person $50,000. A semifinals loss gets you $100,000. Would those be some of the best paydays of your career? And even if you don't get the $1 million, does it make the effort just getting into the playoffs worth it, and show how worthwhile it is to be a part of the PFL?
Yeah, I never had a payday even close to that. So like you get a poor kid from Kansas, from the hood, and we didn't grow up with shit. We didn't have nothing. We, a lot of times we had our lights cut off for the summer, or all of electricity, no water. So you talking about a kid that's hungry. So when we talk about losing, I can't think about losing. I don't like to think about losing. I only think about winning. So I can't answer those questions about if I lose, because I'm going to win it.
Now, since you weren't, I'm guessing you weren't too big of a fan of the sport, beforehand. Now that you are part of the sport, you actively, I'm sure, probably watch it. Do you have any favorite fighters now that maybe you discovered them from the past, or favorite fighters that are active at the moment?
My favorite fighter has always been Anderson Silva. But after Anderson Silva, it was Cain Velasquez, and just his style. I try to mimic Cain Velasquez a lot. Just the pressure. I'm not scared of you. I'm never going to be scared of you. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to beat you up until you give up. That's kind of always been my style. I like a lot of guys. We can be here for the next 24 hours talking about my favorite fighters, man. But Cain Velasquez is one of the guys that actually stands out to me. Of course, I like Johnny Bones Jones, but John Jones has always been in my mind like a future opponent. When I was with Bellator, that's always been a future opponent. Mm-hmm. So I've never looked at him as like, oh, this is my idol. I love him so much. But as far as Cain Velasquez, who is actually one of my dream fights also, but I just love his style. I just love his drive. I love how he takes care of his family. He's not with all the extra stuff. He's just a simple man. Like I say, he trains all day. He trains the hardest in his gym, they say. Mm-hmm. And he takes care of his family. I've always admired that. So we're just going to keep it right there at Cain. But as far as the newer guys coming up, I like the McGregors. I like Adesanya. That's probably one of my new favorites. Mm-hmm. Israel Adesanya. He's 3-0 in the UFC right now. Mm-hmm. And I think all his fights have been this year in the UFC. He one of the best kickboxers, I believe, from Glory.
Yeah.
28 years old. He's nasty, man. He's just only going to get better. So I like him.